What's up, boys and girls? It's your guy Radical back at it again today. First time I've recorded sitting in the WrestleMania chair here in my living room in actually a couple of months, so it's pretty nostalgic for me. But I am here to present to you yet another discussion video. A couple weeks back, I did one on The Last of Us Part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for the support on that one. And if you have not yet seen my video on Last of Us Part 2, hey, check it out if you want. Check it out. It's still up on my channel. Check it out. But today we are discussing a game that I put a lot of hours into recently, and of course, you know me, got the platinum trophy, Final Fantasy VII Remake. This game on PS4, I'm gonna just say it now, it may be a 10 out of 10. I don't give that to too many games. In fact, I've probably only ever given it to like Ghost of Tsushima, but this may be a 10 out of 10, if not a strong 9 out of 10. So why do I rate this game so high? Let's talk about it. Like the Last of Us video, I do kind of want to categorize this and, keep it short and sweet. So I want to talk about the story, the gameplay, what I liked about it, blah, 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 blah. And a fun fact is this game actually came out 1 year ago today on April 10th, 2020. And today, in April 10th, 2021, your boy Radical is here to discuss it. So just to give you guys some context, I am a complete noob to the Final Fantasy world. I've never played Type 0, never played Final Fantasy 15, I never played the original Final Fantasy 7, I've never even really understood a thing about Final Fantasy, nor have I ever played Kingdom Hearts. I know nothing about the world. But Final Fantasy VII Remake was a game that I've had my eye on. I played the demo, and honestly, am I so glad that I played this game. Let's first talk about the gameplay. The gameplay of Final Fantasy VII Remake, 10 out of 10. Like, this is something I'm certain on. The gameplay is a 10 out of 10. Why? Yes, it is a lot of hack and slash, gives you kind of a Bayonetta, God of War vibes, especially if you just play as Cloud throughout your entire playthrough. You can basically just hold square during fights and you'll win, but the gameplay can be so much more enriched, especially during boss fights, because there's all this materia you collect, and you have to figure out what materia slots on which character. You have to level up the materia. You have spells you can use, and certain spells are more effective against certain bosses. Certain spells are weaker against certain bosses. You have to be prepared to revive each other, heal each other. You can cast like haste spells on each other, so your skills kind of level up quicker and come back to you quicker. It's a mouthful, and it probably sounds foreign to someone who watching this video who has never touched Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy VII Remake. I will say it is complex. It probably took me until my second playthrough on hard for me to fully understand the concept around materia and all that, but when you figure everything out, which I promise you, you will, it's incredible. You just feel like it's such an enriched, deep gameplay that these developers really revamped from the original, and it's an incredible experience. So with the gameplay at a 10 out of 10, we have to talk about the next most important part of a video game, the story. And yes, this is your chance halfway through this video. Spoiler alert, if you have not played Final Fantasy VII Remake and you don't know the story, if you don't want to be spoiled about anything Final Fantasy VII related, honestly, just click away from this video now. I do believe on the Last of Us video, I said skim ahead in the video, and then I was just giving spoilers the rest of the video. That's probably gonna be the case on this one. So to be honest with you, if you don't want spoilers, click away now. 3, 2, 1. That was your warning, so let's talk about the story of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now this game is indeed what it says, a remake. So many people coming over from the original Final Fantasy VII pretty much knew what to expect from this story from Final Fantasy VII Remake. But they did take a lot of twists and turns from what I hear. Now, I can't fully vouch for this because again, I haven't played the original. I now plan on playing the original, but I haven't yet. But from what I hear, there are certain moments in this game, mainly with the little soul ghost things that fly around, where they pretty much change destiny. A good example is towards the end of the game when Barrett is stabbed by Sephiroth and it appears that Barrett has died. That, from what I hear, does not happen in the first game. So since that it was not Barrett's destiny to die in that moment, the ghost came around and they reversed time to bring Barrett back to life. It's kind of these cool like breaking, what did they say, breaking the fourth wall, breaking the third wall, whatever, like, you know, in movies like Deadpool, like, you know, he always breaks the fourth wall. That's kind of what this whole video game is. The fact that the game itself is aware that it's a remake. I was watching a lot of theory videos that like Aerith knows all along what her fate is, her destined fate to be killed by Sephiroth. She can see. There's this other guy named Zack who's like the soldier who by the end of the game, he senses Aerith and they're in different realities. It is honestly a confusing ass ending to a game that does require you to kind of delve deeper into some research on YouTube to fully understand what's going on. But all I can say is, remember that this is not the only Final Fantasy VII Remake. There's supposed to be like 2 more parts, and that was kind of my mentality at the end of the game. Yeah, I was a little confused, but with some research I understood, but there's still 2 more parts. Yuffie, who is supposed to be a major character in Final Fantasy VII, isn't even in the first game. Yes, she's gonna headline the Intergrade, which is coming out in June of this year, 2021, I believe. But there's still a lot of Final Fantasy VII to be told. In fact, the tiger dog guy, Red, I forget his full name, I'm sorry. He's only shown in the game for like 2 levels. And considering he's on all the posters, promotional posters, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a much larger role in the next 2 parts. So overall for the story, I do kind of want to give it like a 7 or 8 because it is a little complex. Since a lot of people hopping into Final Fantasy VII Remake are noobs just like me, it is a little confusing. So the story itself isn't the most welcoming to newbies, but still an incredible story. You get super attached to Cloud, Tifa. Don't get me started on Tifa, man. Don't get me started on Tifa. Barrett, Aerith. You even kind of get attached to Red, Sephiroth, all the side characters. It's an incredible cast of characters, and again, an incredible story. So now that we have talked about the story and gameplay of this game, Final Fantasy VII Remake, honestly, before we begin to conclude, I just want to say, play this game. Last month in March, it was actually the free game on PS Plus. If you had PS Plus, you could download this for free. And if you ever want a copy, I think I got mine for $20 or $30. It does go on sale quite often. PlayStation is not Nintendo. PlayStation actually puts their games on sale. No matter how AAA or major the game is, it will go on sale. So I strongly recommend. As of right now, you may have to correct me, but I believe it's only on PS4 and PS5. I don't believe you can play on PC. I know for sure you cannot play on Nintendo Switch and you cannot play on Xbox. But yeah, I'm definitely going to invest in the original and play that on my Switch Lite because my Switch Lite gets no gameplay, no game time at all. So that's gonna be perfect to play Final Fantasy VII on. And again, I strongly recommend. I am so excited to play the next couple installments in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And for now, just because, again, I platinumed it, I beat it twice. I beat it once on hard mode. I beat all the Shinra combat simulators. I did everything this game has to offer. Since I'm just waiting around, I actually have personally moved on to Kingdom Hearts, and I knew nothing about Kingdom Hearts either. So now in Kingdom Hearts 1, the fact that Aerith and Yuffie and the Moogles actually appear in Kingdom Hearts, it was super cool to see that Square Enix has kind of morphed their worlds together. And I don't know, that was just kind of a little fun fact that I'm now on Kingdom Hearts, and I'm very glad I played this first because the gameplay is very similar And again, our girl Aerith is in the game. Our girl Aerith is in Kingdom Hearts. But anyways, until next video, next discussion. I love doing these. I just have been playing so many games recently, platinuming a bunch of games on PS4 between Final Fantasy, I did Life is Strange, God of War, I'm about to do Days Gone, and yeah, I'm just playing so many games. Why not make a quick little discussion video about the games I play? And boom, content. So until the next piece of content I put out, whether it's a stream or video, peace out. Play Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of my little discussion, elaboration of the game, and overall what you think of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Until then, peace out, stay radical, and have yourself a good day. Goodbye.
From a town where most of the people are so close-minded. They go into school and they work in a job, but they don't even like it. I won't be put in a box, nobody telling me what I should rock.